You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. By going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, you can make this possible. All right, folks, join us right now on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Of course, the great Norm Nixon. How you doing, man?
Man, you know, I'm just coming to hang out with you, man. I mean, that's all it's about for me. If I get to be with you.
Well, I saw you last at George Lopez Golf Tournament. Now we're here. And so I got to start off this way. When the Lakers going to call you to end all this drama? You can help them.
Man, you know we could, but my generation, we were that old generation. Most of us didn't get hired, you know. But so we do a little television. We just analyze the game. But they do need to call some of us.
Well, and because it's all this back and forth, who's in charge, trying to put the whole team together. And look, the Lakers ain't made the playoffs in 6 years. Y'all, they turn into the Knicks.
They are the Knicks, aren't they? They're the Knicks of the West.
Yes.
The Lakers are the Knicks of the West. No, man, hopefully they'll hold on to these young guys. They have some young guys can play. I think in this new era of basketball, this new era, people are trying to buy teams rather than building teams. You get a core of guys, you build off of basic guys. This buying team stuff, it works every now and then, but in most cases it doesn't.
Look at Milwaukee.
Well, look at Milwaukee. They did it through the draft. You look at Golden State, they did it through the draft. You get a core of guys, then you add on to that. And I think if they go back to that philosophy and go back to our philosophy of playing, it's only one Golden State Warrior team. Nobody else can shoot like that. Go back to getting your big boys that can play. Who wants 7-footers shooting three-pointers?
You know what? And that's the thing for me. It's a little hard. Born and raised in Houston, so for me, I grew up. Elvin Hayes was playing right before me, so I don't remember Elvin Hayes, but I grew up with Moses Malone, and then definitely Akeem Olajuwon. So it was a little hard for me watching dudes 7'2", jacking three-point. I'm like, get your ass on that block and put your back to the basket.
If I was a point guard, that's what I would definitely be telling my big guy. You get down there, let me handle this. Let me bring the ball up court. Let me set up the offense. Now it's a different type of game. They've turned it into more of a European game, and that's why now you go to the Olympics, you got to hold your breath whether these guys can win. And I think that speaks volume on the state of basketball in the United States. But I think if they go back to the way we used to play, 7-foot guys play on the box. You know, you've had some analytical guys that say you shoot threes and you're more than likely to win a game, like Houston now. And what does Houston do every year? They're watching the finals.
And look, being a Houston Rockets fan, trust me, I scream at the television all day when cats will pass up. I've literally seen pass up 8-footers to kick out the three-point line. I'm like, man, I'm cussing like, shoot the ball.
Now, how about putting 4 guards out there and put Tucker at center? I mean, if it was in our era with a Kareem and a Tucker now playing center, he'd score 100 points. He wouldn't miss a shot. But they say, when we talk about that, well, that's old-time basketball. You guys couldn't play in this era. I beg to differ.
Oh, I disagree. I mean, as one who loves sports, I believe old-school basketball will kick their behind today, but it's also a question of what rules we're talking about. Because, you know, if you just wave at some cats today, it's a foul.
That means Kareem would average 90. He wouldn't have been able to get elbowed and pushed. I would have averaged 30 or 40 if no one could touch me. When I came in the league, you could hand check. And I think what's happening with this, they're taking away a lot of the heart in the game when you can't touch guys. You know, in the heat of the moment, it's competitive. You put your hands on somebody. You touch people. And the other thing that wouldn't have been allowed when we play, these hard fouls and guys walking away, no, somebody would have come off the bench and taken care of that. So I think sometimes you got to get back to the game and let guys play, compete, allow them to be emotional because they're just taking too much away from the game.
Last question for you. Obviously, with the Lakers not making the playoffs, a lot of pressure on LeBron. But he wasn't the only player on that team. What got me was that on the trading block, and look, you got traded by the Lakers, and all these guys start sulking because their name was being talked about. You still getting a check. My deal is you didn't get traded, so go out and play ball.
Yeah, true and false. I mean, these are young guys they drafted. You're talking about drafting 18, 19-year-old players now. These aren't guys that are seasoned veterans. So regardless of that being your mentality, human nature still falls in. And then you think LeBron was probably kind of behind it in some way. It's very difficult to be sitting in the locker room with a guy that you might think had something to do with the possibility of you being traded. But irregardless of that, the team went backwards when LeBron got hurt. They never got back together when he got hurt. That hurt as well. So I think they imploded at that particular time.
Well, we shall see what happens next. Now, this will be the last question. What is your advice for my Houston Rockets? Daryl Morey, you got Chris Paul, you got James Harden. What's your advice for my Rockets to get over this Golden State hump?
Well, number one, they should have played Kenneth Faried. How do you have Kenneth Faried sitting on the bench?
Sustained.
When your big guy was out, he was a double-double guy. When he plays the ball, he has a motor that gets up and down the court. Those guys cannot stop him. I think they're going to have to play a little more traditional basketball and stop all this shooting threes. But it's the general manager's philosophy. It's D'Antoni's philosophy. It started when he was at Phoenix. He had guys playing out of position, so they beat teams during the regular season. Once the game slowed down, they were out. So I think at some point in time, they're going to have to change that philosophy on how they play.
All right, Rockets, listen to the man. He kind of knows what he's talking about. I'm just saying. Always good seeing you, baby.
All right,
I appreciate it. Thanks a bunch. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, fam, I invited you to come out swinging and join me for a day of golf at the University for Parents Golf Tournament on Saturday, June 22nd in Southwest Atlanta's Wolf Creek Golf Course. It's a golf tournament with a purpose, a fundraiser for the University for Parents, a program designed to empower parent learners through education, inspiration, and support. It's all a part of Susan Taylor's National Cares Mentoring Movement. Now, when you empower the parents, you empower the children as well. Location of the tournament is 3000 Union Road, and the shotgun start time is 9 a.m. To register, go to www.u4parents.org, letter U for parents.org. For more information, be sure to call 770-316-3487, 770-316-3487. I certainly hope to see you there. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video.